am letting myself get hysterical on air because that's the normal response to the type of dehumanization and the dystopia the globalists admit they're building on purpose. A dystopia for us, a supposed utopia for them. We're not going quietly into the night. It's Breitbart reporting on it. And the headline should be re-education camp, but Breitbart's great. But again, you're not supposed to say that because it's too much. School kids forced to play migrants to better understand them, and then they're sent. It talks about the island that they're on for refugee of the day. Again, this is re-education camp garbage. And then look at these headlines. I'm going back to Paul Watson in Dresden and then to Rob Dew for his take, and I'm going to get into other news. Exclusive, Bilderberg planning to trigger financial collapse. Paul Joseph Watson from Inside Intel, over the top incredible, should be the top story in the world. And it dovetails with today's news. Let me just show you this since I mentioned it earlier. Wall Street Journal, stocks drop as government bond yields hit fresh lows. Wall Street Journal, CNBC, why big investors think it's time to hoard gold. A summer panic is starting to brew across markets. Market Watch. Former Fed president, all my very rich friends are holding a lot of cash. Forbes. Out is out. Schnabel warns of single market access in event of Brexit. We will not allow you to trade in our country if you leave. We are an unelected bureaucracy. You do not vote to enter. And if you try to leave, we will shut off your trade. We are in control. Now you will submit and take the vaccines. Then you will feel much better. Just take the shots and eat the food and shut your mouth and die. This is our world now. Lay down and die. Humans are bad. Hurt Earth. Accelerate genetic engineering. Ready the spacecraft. I mean, these people are out of control. Where is your humanity? Get your spirit of survival rising! Stop being living dead, waddling around like penguins. I was watching Trump just 5 minutes ago during the break with the operatives trying to shut down his rally, his speech, his policy speech, beating people up outside as usual. He's pointing out 500% increase in the refugees they've announced with no vetting. IDs aren't even looked at. That's admitted. TB, everything. But we love you. But when you fly, say, from Austin to New York, oh, we're going to put you through a body scanner and ask you questions and have you take your shoes off. It's like, getting a cat wet. Get you all naked and teach you how to submit, because this is just the first level of you learning. We're going to learn you good. And, of course, the TSA and the cops, they don't know what's going on. They're just like the general public. Maybe the cops do, because the cops supposedly have the skills of reduction and of logic. And I found why they want to make us enemies with the police. They want the police to do their bidding, be on a short leash, bring in their New World Order, but they fear them because they're criminals historically, the globalists are, so they want us attacking the police to make them be against the people and vice versa, because I found the cops are the easiest people to get through to and wake up after special forces people. It's because if you're actually in special forces, the military for that matter, or you're on the street, which can be a combat role just in of itself, you better live in the real world. You're going to get hurt real fast. And so here's the news. We're living in the twilight zone, baby. I don't know what to do about it except get the word out, not comply with unconstitutional garbage, and take action and just it's energetic. We have to have the energy. We have to be loud. We have to be aggressive. We have to never stop and promote the truth. It's the info that's key. But we got to get people out of their trance. How do you wake somebody up who won't wake up? Dump ice water on them, baby. We need an ice bucket challenge. In fact, I'm doing an ice bucket challenge this week, next week, to wake up America and the world. I'm going to redouble my efforts, folks, because this is so serious. All right, going back to Paul Joseph Watson. I mean, Watson, it is crazy. Exclusive. Bilderberg member confronted, says secrecy of Bilderberg is essential. Sanders sojourns the White House, vows to support Clinton and fight against Trump. George Soros is preparing for economic collapse. Does he know something we don't? Well, yeah, he's running it. I mean, this is just getting crazier. Trump rejects Obama endorsing Clinton. He just wants 4 more years. Paul Joseph Watson continuing with other tidbits from Bilderberg as the camera crew pans around and shows TV viewers what's happening there in Dresden. I'm going to get a short comment from Dew and then let you guys get back to your important work.
Well, another aspect to come out of this, Alex, we've talked about how Bilderberg is moving towards, the Silicon Valley angle with Facebook reps, Palantir reps, etc. Well, another big story came out today, which was that Google, which of course is owned by, headed up by Eric Schmidt, who is here right now, Google is censoring searches for Hillary Clinton criminal. So if you go to Google and type in Hillary CRIM, you're going to come up with Hillary Clinton Crime Bill 1994, not Hillary Clinton Criminal Investigation, which is what now the White House spokesman said that's what the FBI is treating it as. So now they've caught Google actually censoring negative searches.
That's huge. And that's Google, who's at the White House even more than Facebook. That is huge, Paul. In fact, I saw that earlier. Let's do it on screen for TV viewers. Radio listeners, go to Google, type in Hillary Clinton criminal, and then they block the fact that they are now saying it's a criminal investigation with her crime bill. Wow. But of course, that blew up in their face. And now they've been caught. They've had to back off. In fact, I'll play that clip in a moment, but go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, remember they tried to do it with Twitter with a negative hashtag about Hillary that beat the trend, and it got shut down. And, Schmidt has been an advisor to the Obama administration. He was the founder of the Groundwork, which was a Silicon Valley company dedicated to putting Hillary in the White House. Last year, we got the leak that Hillary was the chosen candidate, and they were going to start scheming to defund her Republican opponents. Now Trump's come out of the blue, self-funded, so they couldn't control that. So this is another way in which they're going to bury Hillary Clinton's criminal conduct, crooked Hillary. And, Schmidt is here, and obviously that is one angle that they're going to be talking about. The other issue is Cologne. Of course, we had the mass molestation of women in Germany, in Cologne, Germany, on New Year's Eve. The media didn't report on it for 3 days afterwards. It circulated on social media. Massive police cover-up.
Then they said it was white Germans doing it in phase 2, then later had to admit the police were ordered to cover up.
Well, here's the breaking news. At first they said, oh, these weren't refugees, these weren't migrants. And people were like, well, oh, so they were integrated. So these were assimilated people. Well, that's even worse. But now it's come out, most of the culprits of that mass molestation in Cologne had been in Germany for less than 12 months. They were economic migrants. Most of them were refugees. 2/3 of them, of those involved in the mass molestation in Cologne on New Year's Eve, had committed a crime, again, despite only being in the country for 12 months.
Sure, and let me just interrupt. First, we're not supposed to call them illegal aliens, then it's illegals, then it's undocumented, then it's migrants. This is all UN terms to teach us to be under a global government where we're all poor and stupid except for the elite. How about the new word be little precious angel darlings? So little precious angel darlings, the new word is not migrant, folks. It's little angel cake, darling, perfect sweetie pies. Go ahead, Paul.
And again, we spoke to the guy from Nepal yesterday. That's a video that everyone should check out on the Alex Jones channel. He was a legal immigrant, came to Germany to stay in Dresden, has been here for 4 years, speaks perfect German, speaks perfect English, and he's not happy about the way, for example, that Pegida being characterized by the media. He's not happy about the amount of people being brought into the country. And listen to this statement from the spokeswoman for the German Interior Minister. This is what she said when these new stats came out. Quote, immigrants are not as criminal as Germans. How's that for a statement when it came out that they're responsible for twice the number of crimes in respect to their population?
And that's with police whitewashing. In Sweden, the police were ordered, if it's a migrant of color, just say, say native Swede. So they've been, even with cooked numbers, they're engaged in half.
Yeah, so again, it's all part of this re-education program. They're covering it up, they're lying to the German people, and they're now forcing, as we covered earlier, students to go and live on islands to be mistreated so they have sympathy with the migrants. So there's a massive brainwashing program going on with this. It also came out that most of the individuals responsible for the incidents in Cologne were from Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. So they were from North Africa. Again, this is the big problem that these crime statistics show, that most of the crimes are being carried out by people from North Africa, from countries like Morocco, where people go on holiday. I mean, it's not a war-torn country.
Sure, well, let me expand on this and ask you another question. You got a lot to do, a lot of articles to file, other breaking news that's just coming on Infowars.com on an hourly basis. How big a victory? Because I want us to, not just be negative about what's happening. That's what the globalists are launching on all fronts because they're actually behind, in my view. How big is it, though, that Bilderberg's being exposed at a level never before seen? I'd say 3 or 4 times as much this year than before. The fact that they're running things to a great extent is happening. The fact that there is a shadow government. I mean, that always leads to the end of any shadow dictatorship as soon as the power behind the throne, as soon as the conspiracy is exposed, historically. I mean, I would say right now, we have turned the tide against the New World Order, and I think all their offensives are really defensive moves like the Nazi offensive in the Battle of the Bulge and the Ardennes.
No, that's exactly it. I mean, the headline on Drudge, which was our headline a few days ago, was populist panic. That's what they're in a panic about. You see what's going on with Trump in the United States. They don't control him. Whatever you think of his policies or his rhetoric, he's self-funded. He's outside of the control of these people. That's what makes them nervous. These people are control freaks. Any political development that they don't have their hands on, it scares them to death, which is now why we're seeing the economic threats with Brexit, because, again, that would represent a huge rejection of everything that these people have built for 50, 60 years. Remember, we got the BBC documents out from 1955, which showed that Bilderberg wanted to create the EU, wanted to create the euro single currency.
They did. These are the people charting the Anglo-American establishment that runs about 70% of the world right now and wants world government. The Communist Chinese are allied with them to a limited extent because they want to run it themselves. The Russians aren't. And I'm not saying the Russians are perfect, but you notice Russia's never been part of Bilderberg. The globalists basically overthrew Russia with the communist movement to destabilize it. Russia's finally thrown that giant spider off its back, and the globalists are very upset with Russia.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, there have been statements on the record from top globalists over the past couple of years that, you know, quote, Russia is no longer in the New World Order and statements like that. So they want a unipolar world, whereas other countries, the BRICS countries, for example, want a multipolar world. And that tends to work out better for freedom, better for privacy. Of course, they have complete privacy inside this hotel, which is surrounded by a massive exclusion zone.
But we don't.
But we don't. We don't have any privacy. They're going to dig into our lives. They're going to dig into our emails. We think, yet they expect to get privacy every time they meet in secret for this lobbying confab, which is what it is, which is what Tillich admitted to us last night.
Right. Well, simply incredible, Paul. You guys are, this is the best job you've ever done. To all the crew, to our graphics people, to the people running the show, everybody, amazing job. Paul, we're going to go to break. I want to come back and do 2 quick segments with Rob Dew. Then I'm going to shift gears into Peter Schiff joining us on the huge developments in the economy. So important. And then we've got a very informed person, Tim Kennedy, coming here to talk about COG, talk about destabilization campaigns and more. Thank you, Paul. Joseph Watson, great job. In 20 seconds, anything else?
No, there's going to be a huge protest tomorrow, left versus right. There could be violence, there could be clashes, so we're going to be on top of that all day tomorrow.
Yeah, I really want you guys to stay back because I want to be able to get the full conference. I know Friday's a key day, but just please, I know you guys have a lot of fearlessness, but I just don't want you guys to get thrown into German jail. So please try to hang back, but I mean, don't get hit with rubber bullets like Jakari. I mean, or Biggs, because I think this is going to get pretty bad tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do that. And then Saturday, some of them like to go walkabout. So that might be an interesting angle to pursue in terms of getting more information out of actual builders.
Well, I want to salute everybody that's there. Godspeed, Paul. We'll talk to Rob Dew next. Briefly, folks, speaking of Hillary, criminal investigation being censored on Google searches, and that's been confirmed. Now they've backed off because they got caught. It's an ongoing battle, folks. Resistance and engagement is what defeats them. So don't think because they're always after us, we're losing. No, this is fun. It's like weightlifting. We're going to get stronger here. It's like jogging. We're going to get better. We give up, they win. We never give up, we win. And we become stronger and empowered and live in legend instead of living like jellyfish. Get your Hillary for prison shirts. They hate this idea. We're so close. When we come back, Josh Earnest is, I'm going to play the clip, admitting, yeah, I know it's now criminal. They've tried to spin that. They tried to say it isn't. That means something big's about to happen, folks. Get your Hillary for Prison limited edition. When this shirt sells out, no more of this shirt. A new variant's going to come out, and that will be the final edition of these because, obviously she's going to go to prison or, next she's just going to be impeach Hillary if she gets elected president or indict Hillary or, pray for the fall of Hillary. I don't know. Infowarsstore.com. They cannot censor you wearing a shirt out on the street, or it's much, 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 much harder than digital. They hate this. You meet like-minded people, other patriots, and the small profit we make helps fund this very expensive project that is sending in salvos every day that are devastating the world government project. And they just don't know what to do. Because the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. And Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, and Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
If I was just gonna like attach an idea to it, it's gonna be dangerous freedom.
And don't tell me that I'm a weirdo because I'm upset about this. I'm just sick of dishonorable trash.
Supreme Cobra Commander!
You're failures! You think I'd sell my family out like you, dirtbag?